Okay, what are you wearing right now?
Nothing.
That's right. So mommy's gonna teach you how to dress yourself. Underwear always comes first, name tag at the back, then pants, then shirt. Get the first button in the right hole or you have to start all over. Socks going first, then shoes, right on right, left on left. With shoelaces, just take the ends, cross them over, switch the loops, the rabbit goes down the hole, pull tight, and you're left with bunny ears. Got it? Why are your pants on your head?
Most parenting's hard to do in just 2 minutes. 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit 2min2x.org to find out more. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
How's it going?
I'm having a stroke.
Are you going to shake my hand?
I'm having a stroke.
Wow, you're not even moving your arm.
I'm having a stroke.
When someone is having a stroke, they may not be able to say it with words, but their body language will tell you loud and clear. Look for FAST. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911 immediately. Know the sudden signs. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
The storks are bringing me a baby brother. We can do this together.
All right, let's go.
Storks know how to keep kids safe. Do you?
What?
Oh my gosh, you don't know.
I know.
You don't. Oh man, you laugh when you're uncomfortable.
No.
Making sure your child is in the right car seat is one of the steps to safer travel.
I will rock this.
You will rock this.
To know for sure that your child is in the right car seat for their age and size, visit safercar.gov/the right seat.
Cool. Very cool.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
When you suffer the loss of a loved one, when he passes to eternal rest, call the people who anticipate your needs and know that your loved one has the best. All the people who anticipate your needs.
You are listening to something magical. You're listening to the Rated R Safety Show.
Oh, you're listening to something, all right. We're just not sure what the hell that is. Anyway, 17 minutes past the top of the hour as you and I are hanging out on this lovely Tuesday. We'll call it the cluster. No, I better not say that. We'll just call it Cluster Tuesday with everything that's going on inside of the world. Yeah, we seem to be a little bit all over the place from what I'm being told inside of the virtual system in regards if you're watching us on screen. So, hey, we're here, we're there, we're everywhere. But apparently, it comes up, it goes down. I get it. So fun times there. Hopefully you're having a grand time with that because that's the way that it seems that it's going to be today. I guess we won't be doing that second camera because that thing keeps on spinning and spinning and spinning. So let's start talking about everything that is going on inside of the world because I think that this is going to be important. I think that it's going to be important for us to talk, chat, and all that kind of fun stuff. So do you want to start talking some things that are going on inside of the world right away, or what do you want to do? You don't care about music notes, so let's start talking about this. The one for the record, so let's talk about it. A mega mansion in Los Angeles could become the most expensive property ever sold in the U.S. 105,000 square foot mansion in Bel Air named The One is expected to sell somewhere between the neighborhood of about $295 million to $300 million. The hillside property spanning over 3.8 acres was officially listed on Friday for $295 million. With an online price set to be held, or with an online sale to be held on February the 7th through the 10th. The home boasts about 360-degree ocean views and alpine views, as well as views of the downtown Los Angeles area. Its new owners will be able to enjoy nightclubs, salons, spas, a 10,000 square foot sky deck, private running track, a movie theater, bowling, and 10,000 bottles of wine cellar. And because why not? There's even a moat, an infinity pool stretching around three sides of the residence. Of the 5,500 square feet, the master bedroom alone is more than double the size of the average American house. Well, I can imagine what it'd be worth if Kanye didn't live nearby. So there you go. And I couldn't even afford the taxes. Who am I kidding? I can't even afford the taxes on the place that I live at currently. So something to think about as we are talking.
Oops! What did he just say?
We at Safety FM don't always agree with the viewpoints of our hosts and guests.
Now back to real safety talk on Safety FM.
Okay, so let's get moving and grooving and talking and all that kind of fun stuff that we should be doing, because those things are always important to do so. So anyway, what is going on? What is happening inside of your world? Anything good, fantastic? I will tell you, I'm excited. I don't know when I will be being able to give you full disclosure about the whole thing, but man, I got some information this morning of we've been working on a project, me and some other peeps, really some other peeps and me is really the way that it works, because the other peeps have really been doing all the work. That I'm getting to be able to we're almost there on the portion on when we're going to be able to talk about that and share and spread the love. So I guess we'll get to some point where we're talking about it, moving on it, grooving on it, and all that kind of fun stuff. So the closer that we get, the sooner that I will be talking about it. That is for sure. I think you'll be excited just because of the whole way that the whole thing is laid out, but we'll talk about that a little bit more the closer that we get. Anyways, extra custodial. Here's a little something to keep in the back of your mind the next time that your kids are complaining about their homework. Minnesota high school janitors are being replaced by students because of the shortage of custodians. The Enoch Hepkin School District is 18 shorts. 18 short of the usual 220 employees, and some buildings are not being cleaned efficiently as possible. After brainstorming a fix, the district came up with student janitorial program at Blaine High School. Students are paid $15.13 per hour, the same as the substitute janitors, to carry out the duties such as cleaning classrooms, sweeping, vacuuming, and even taking out the trash. The students that do their custodial duties after regular school hours can take the activity bus home. So far, the initiative has been extremely successful, and it may soon be rolled out in a school district in other areas. So maybe in a school district near you in a very, very close period of time. So something to think about as well. So now those are some high maintenance kids. So think about that real quick. And anything to avoid having to go home and clean their room, I guess, is the way to think about it. So there you go. Some stuff going on for sure. So anyways, let's start talking. I think that we're going to do it again like we did it yesterday, because it's always a good time to do this. So matter of fact, hold on real quick. Before I get into my next step, let's bring John Smalls in here real quick and let him tell you about the market beat, and then we'll go from there.
Here's your market beat minute for Tuesday, January 11th, 2022. Equities fell hard Monday, with the S&P 500 down nearly 2% at the low of the day. The move was driven by the rising fear of inflation and the specter of higher interest rates for businesses. The good news is that the market bottomed by the midday and regained most of their losses by the close of the session. Technically speaking, the S&P 500 formed a strong doji candle, confirming support at the 4,600 level and the uptrend that began in October 2021. This week's focus is going to be on inflation once again, with the FOMC indicating a faster pace of taper and rate hikes than previously indicated. And JP Morgan Chase CEO predicting more than 4 rate hikes this year. The CPI and PPI data will be more important than ever. The economists are expecting a pace of inflation to cool on a month-over-month basis, but for consumer-level inflation to accelerate to a new high. You could get the inside track from Wall Street's brightest minds delivered directly to your inbox every day at marketbeatminute.com.
Okay, thank you, Johnny Smalls, for that one and letting us know what exactly is going on inside of the world of the market, because that's always important. So rate hikes, there you go, something to think about as we are talking. Anyways, it is 24 minutes past the top of the hour. We're doing it early. So let's do it right now.
Here is our main story on the Rated R Safety Show.
Okay, so let's start talking about this because I think that this is one of those things that we must talk about because I keep on hearing this and I keep on talking to people and it keeps on being referenced. And let's talk about this because it's a great thing and it's a fantastic thing. And let's just be realistic. When it's all said and done, it could also be known as a crappy thing. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about potential. Yep, that word that people say. I mean, when you're in high school and when you're in college, maybe it's great to hear about how much great potential you have, how much great potential you have to potentially becoming X, Y, Z, whatever the deem is there. But I have to tell you, after so many years of hearing about potential, does that really mean that it's going to equate to something? Because think about it, you might have the potential to be a astronaut, but hey, having the potential to do so does not mean that will be exactly what you'll end up doing. And some people don't like hearing that. Some people don't like talking about potential arrangement, potential things of this, that, and the other. Now, here's the gig. And unfortunately, I have to be the bearer of bad news to share this. When it's all said and done, where is this potential going to take you? Because, hey, I can potentially be the greatest artist of all time, but that's a potential. It doesn't necessarily mean that I accomplish it. And what happens sometimes is when we have these deep, long thoughts and conversations about potential, doesn't mean that we're going to equate to what people want us to be. And the unfortunate portions that I have seen a lot of organizations, and unfortunately, including people that sit back and hang out on potential. What do I mean here? I mean exactly what it sounds like. It doesn't mean that they're going to make it to the next level. Doesn't mean that they're going to do the next thing. I will tell you, when I was younger, and it's a pretty simple conversation, someone had that potential conversation with me. And it's not that I'm going to say that it was 100% laziness, but it was like, oh, I know that I can start rejecting this, that, and the other because I have the potential to be X. And of course, it was dealing with radio broadcasting at the time. And I know we talk about we should never have those what if conversations. But that became that ongoing what if, that ongoing, if this would have happened, could have happened. And it's unfortunate when you sit back and start thinking of things like that. And it's unfortunate because then it's the shoulda, coulda, woulda. And nobody wants to sit around and talk about potential that ends up being failed. Now, let's talk about it. Is there a positive side to it? There could be. But what is exactly the positive side of potential? When you take a look around and you think that someone has the potential to be X, are you deeming them to be the next worthy individual of whatever you're thinking? If you say this organization has the potential to do this, does that mean they're going to make it? This department has the potential of being the next best thing. I mean, I will tell you, if you want to go as far as going into athletes and sports, and you can even apply this to our own things, just because somebody has good potential doesn't mean that they're going to go anywhere. And it seems like it's a harp on of certain things. But how do you help people that have great potential make it to where you think they should next? Give that some thought. Give that some thought of, even if you were the person of having great potential, what are you doing to change it? What are you changing to make sure that that is successful and not potentially something? See the difference here? See where the difficulty comes about? Because potential is great, but if you don't do anything with it, not so great. So what books would you recommend? What engagement points would you recommend to be able to move forward? And if now we're talking about an organization, if we're talking about people that are out there in portions of your company that could do better, could be the next great department inside of your company, what potential is there? What would you do to get this group of people to move forward? Now, we can talk about learning teams based on learning from what we have seen in the past, but that kind of is almost misconstrued. It could be out of sequence of events of what you're trying to accomplish. And sometimes we get hung up on words, which if one can almost complain and say, hey, that's what you're doing right now. And it might be. But what would you do to make it better? Not bitter, but better. I don't ever want to sit back and talk about that I had a group of people that I hung around, including me in the group, that we had a lot of great potential. Sometimes those honest conversations are some of the most difficult ones because there's so many things that we could go out there and do, but how do we go out there and do them? So if you get a chance today and you know of someone who had a lot of potential or you believe that had a lot of potential, contact them. See what they might need to help them grow this potential that we speak of. Think about it. It might take you to some other places that you weren't thinking about in the first place. But then again, what do I know? Just a guy behind a microphone.
Oops! What did he just say?
We at Safety FM don't always agree with the viewpoints of our hosts and guests.
Now back to real safety talk on Safety FM.
Don't go anywhere.
You're listening to the home of real safety talk.
You are listening to Safety FM. We'll be right back.
Hey, are you tired of hanging around and talking about safety in a boring kind of format? Well, I got something for you. If you haven't hung out with us yet at safetyfm.com, I'm going to encourage you to do so. Yeah, if you come out to Safety FM, you can come hang out with all kinds of safety professionals. Some are safety professionals, some are just people that are talking about safety. But we want to do it in a format that makes it fun and entertaining. If you're kind of trying to figure out what the FM portion is, well, we're a radio station and also a podcast network. You can come out, hang out, and listen to my show, The Jay Allen Show. You can listen to Todd Conklin with the pre-accident investigation, Blaine J. Hoffman with the Safety Pro, the Hop Nerd, Sam Goodman, just to name a few on what can be found on the station. Different things for different people, trying to bring safety in an entertaining form. SafetyFM.com. Go to the website, download the app, and carry it with you all day long. SafetyFM.com. We'll be waiting for you.
I spend a lot of time in the backyard, and I'm the center of attention at summer barbecues. In '96, I made some of the tastiest s'mores. And in '09, it was me, your backyard fire pit, that accidentally started a wildfire when a summer breeze carried one of my embers into some dry brush.
Spark a change, not a wildfire. Visit SmokeyBear.com. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Hope you enjoyed your meal. And I just want to say, he's lucky to have a brother like you.
Lucky? Caring for my brother is far from easy. But he's a part of me, like my arms and legs, so I'll be his. No time for tired. Nothing can disable this love. He needs me, but I'm the lucky one, even though I need help now and then.
If you're caring for a loved one, visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community. Support for your strength. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
What if I told you that a tornado was going to happen tomorrow, right where you live? That it would touch down at exactly 3:17 p.m., and I told you the exact path it would take. You would, of course, prepare. You would talk with your loved ones, and you'd make a plan today. It's true, I can't tell you a tornado will strike tomorrow, but shouldn't you have a plan anyway? Go to ready.gov/communicate and make your emergency plan today. Don't wait. Communicate. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. You can make a difference by dropping off a hot meal and saying a quick hello. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
These days, it can be hard to find and hire the right candidates for your small business. That's why LinkedIn Jobs made it easier to find the people that you want to talk to faster and for free. I have to tell you, even before they ever became a sponsor here on Safety FM, we have used LinkedIn Jobs to help find the people that we have here on Safety FM. It's an easy service to use. Create a free job post in minutes on LinkedIn Jobs to reach your network and beyond to the world's largest professional network of over 770 million people. Focus on candidates with just the right skills and experience and use screening questions to get your role in front of only the most qualified candidates. Then use the simple tools on LinkedIn Jobs to quickly filter and prioritize who you'd like to interview and hire. It's why small businesses rate LinkedIn Jobs #1 in delivering quality hires versus leading competitors. LinkedIn Jobs helps you find the candidates you want to talk to faster. Did you know that every week nearly 40 million job seekers visit LinkedIn? Post your job for free at linkedin.com/safetyfm. That's linkedin.com/safetyfm to post your job for free. Terms and conditions do apply. And don't forget to mention that Jay Allen sent you. There you go, 37 minutes past the top of the hour. This song's readily available on Spotify and iTunes. This is Monster. I am not your monster. By Rose. My life was a king when the program is broken and my gut starts to come. We can sit here and listen to this song over and over again. Okay, like I said, 37 past. Let's get moving and grooving and talking about some other things that are going on inside of the world. If you want to come in and hang out, callinradio.com. I glance over from time to time over there. I know, I'm terrible. I'm terrible at it. Callinradio.com. Come over, glance away. Let's see what we can come up with. Blah, 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 blah. Take a gander of us hanging out, doing some things together inside of there. All you have to do is go into your web browser, callinradio.com. That will get you into the call system. That will get you into the video messaging, all that kind of fun stuff that we talk about all the time. Anyways, before we get too far into this, let me tell you about my friends at the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. Whether you have struggled with suicide yourself or have lost a loved one, know that you're not alone. Hear about personal experiences and people in your local communities whose lives have been impacted by suicide and depression. To find out more information, all you have to do is go to afsp.org. That is afsp.org, or call 1-800-273-8255. That's 1-800-273-8255, or text the word TALK to 741-741. So there you go. That's the fantastic stuff that is going on inside of the world, and we'll get it moving forward from there. Anyways, let's get moving, and we talked about Motivation Minute, but let's talk about some other updates inside of the world of things that are going on. A new study says that the N95 respirators can be safely reused up to 25 times. The medical grade mask commonly used in hospitals to protect healthcare workers from infectious pathogens can maintain their function and effectiveness through those of 25 cycles of reuse upon decontamination. And even after the 25 decontamination cycles, researchers found that no changes in respiratory integrity or filtration efficiency. The study published in the American Journal of Infection Control involved the use of vaporized hydrogen peroxide, a common disinfectant, and a decontaminant for them. The information could be beneficial to healthcare facilities with limited access to personal protective equipment. They mean used 25 times by the same person. So let's just make sure that we are correctamundo there. Could you imagine 25 times used and it says, hey, let's do some swap shop? Probably not a good idea.
We at Safety FM are not responsible for what this idiot behind the microphone is saying. He is trying to be entertaining. Rated R Safety Show.
Okay, so here you go. As the pandemic drags on, a new technique is being used to detect positive cases at large-scale concerts, and it comes from on all fours. Yeah, musicians have taken to recruiting trained dogs to sniff out the coronavirus and crew members or anyone else backstage. Biodetection Canine, which oversees the training program and outsources the dogs, says that with a 6-week training, the dogs can learn to sit down when they detect a virus on someone's hands or feet. Currently, 12 dogs are in service. The program has now been tweaked so dogs can detect the highly transmissible Omicron variant and sniffing at individual masks. Artists such as Metallica, Tool, Ashley McBride, and Eric Church have used the services of the dogs in efforts of minimizing the odds of the virus shutting down their concert tour plans. And not only are the dogs more effective than the usual testing policies, they're cheaper, costing around $2 a person. Friendlier too. So let's think about that. $2 a person. So is that $2 a person at concert goers? Because that seems like it's going to get expensive quick. And somebody needs to tell me what the cost of the training is. And can a human actually go through this? I'm just curious. I'm just curious for sure.
Safety in a way never heard of before. The Rated R Safety Show on Safety FM.
So the question becomes right away, would you consider the dog sniffers? You know what I'm saying? Not the people that sniff dogs. I'm talking about the dog sniffing to go around and figuring out what exactly is happening. I don't know. I'm always curious about those things. I find them quite entertaining. Anyways, before I get too far into this, let's bring in Johnny Smalls once again and let him tell you about what is going on. Matter of fact, are we doing Johnny Smalls? I think we're doing Johnny Smalls. Yeah, let's have Johnny Smalls come in, give you the motivation minute. We'll go from there and then see what else he has coming up. Blah, blah, blah. You know, the traditional stuff that we talk about here. Here's some Johnny Smalls coming your direction just so we can get moving and grooving inside of here.
The Motivation Minute is courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. Today's quote has been submitted by Brandon. Thomas Jefferson said, "If you want something you never had, you have to do something you've never done." What a great quote. I agree with President Jefferson. To get to new heights, you need to do things that you've not done. Imagine how different history could have been if Jefferson thought differently. He was one of the people who drafted the Declaration of Independence. And during his presidency, his Louisiana Purchase more than doubled the size of America. Talk about a guy who knows something about doing things that haven't been done. Don't be afraid to try something new. This has been today's Motivation Minute, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. They're known for insurance quotes. I'm John Small. Thanks for listening. Your favorite motivational quotes can be submitted for upcoming programs at motivationminute.org.
Your Wellness Minute is brought to you by AlasamOrgan.com. Most of us have heard about the importance of vitamin D, which is a hormone produced by kidneys that strengthens the immune system. A less-known fact is that vitamin D has also shown to assist with weight loss and improve mental health. In a study published by Cambridge University Press, people taking a daily calcium vitamin D supplement were able to lose more weight than subjects taking a placebo. The scientists noted that extra calcium vitamin D had an appetite-suppressing effect. Additionally, vitamin D has shown to have a positive effect on mental health and stress resilience. Researchers have found that vitamin D helps regulate adrenaline, norepinephrine, and dopamine production in the brain, as well as helping to protect from serotonin depletion. Increasing your levels of vitamin D, whether through exposure to sun, supplementation, or food, brings substantial benefits to your health and well-being. For additional resources on optimizing your wellness, visit alasamorgan.com.
More sarcasm than a Mortal Kombat beatdown. Rated R Safety Show.
There you go, 44 past, and that's what we got going on. 44 past, that's about it. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, Rated R Safety Show exclusively on Radio Big and Safety FM, just in case if you're taking a listen of, or if you're on the podcast network, then we're doing some different things. Anyways, let's talk about surprising things that you didn't know you can eat. So let's talk about this real quick. This might be some of a shocker for some people, so let's talk about it. Watermelon rinds. Yes, they can say that the alternative to cabbage and coleslaw are added to salsa. Picked rinds are also popular in South Africa. Crab shells, yeah, what? Not only the old crab shell, but the soft shell crab exterior are fine to eat. They're crabs which are harvested just, they're just shed a little bit hard exoskeleton, while the new ones are still soft, deep, and fry them. Some people will eat that. Banana skins is something else that you can eat if you might not have known that. There are many ways that you can cook them, and it's a fairly commonly ingredient in many parts of the world. It just needs to be broken down into a food processor or by cooking them. Try the banana peel sliced with a little bit of garlic. I can't even eat the stringy thing, so let alone I don't know how the peel thing would work, but I'm just telling you. Flowers, edible flowers are just waiting to brighten up your salad, soup, and dessert, including a barrage of daily hibiscus and scented viola. Yeah, viola. Just take that aren't sprayed with chemicals. So there you go. Strawberry tops is something else that you can eat. Is if you love fresh fruit, fruit smoothies, stop cutting the tops of the strawberries off. They're also full of goodness and you won't even notice them. Strawberry tops can add flavor to water and spirits, or in like balsamic vinegar. So there you go. Apple cores is something else. Just slice the chomping through them, just like the entire fruit, minus the stem, of course, and the seeds, of course. But most of us don't even eat the middle because it's supposed to be a taught, but it's completely edible. Orange pills, so steep in vodka, yeah, there you go, gin or anything else, for new days that make delicious citrus-infused spirits or added to mulled wine. Candied oranges peels are delicious alone, dipped into chocolate, or used as garnish for cakes. So there you go. Something that I discovered, and I will tell you this one, this is something new, and I've been drinking this juice, but I did not know this, but dandelions. Why not? As medieval times, dandelions were collected to make sweet wine like liqueur. Your leaves can be used for salads or dandelion tea to avoid anything that been sprayed with chemicals or by dogs. So that could be the few things to make sure that you're taking a look for. And then avocado stones is something else to take a look at. It is an acquired taste, but you can eat them. Dehydrated in the oven, peel off the skin, then slice and grind the seeds into powder. It's bitter, so the best is with smoothies, but liver or still you can do it. I mean, just a combination of different things you can try. Not saying to go out there and do it right away, but definitely something that you could give a different spin to your world with if you're so inclined to do so. So let's talk real quick about Did You Know? Teens who don't get enough sleep consume more junk food, according to a new study. U.S. researchers analyzed the sleeping and eating patterns of 93 teenagers for 5 days. In one group, teens slept for around 6.5 hours, and the other group got about 9.5 hours of sleep. They found that while both groups consumed similar number of calories, those who got less sleep ate more food than in high sugar and carbs while consuming fewer fruits and vegetables. The researchers suspect that the tired teens are looking for a quick burst of energy and seek out foods that are on high carbs and added sugars. Now, I will tell you, we can sit here all day and talk about that we're talking about teens, but I know of some adults that would do the exact same thing. in regards of looking for some high sugar stuff. It's just kind of an easier thing to go to. So let's not lie about it and say anything else, because that's really kind of the truth of what ended up happening most of the times. Anyways, let's talk about some other things, as we are 49 minutes past the top of the hour and talking about the world here. Anyways, no winner for Friday night's Mega Million drawing. Tonight's drawing will be for $300 million jackpot, or a $206.7 million cash payout. So let's talk about this thing real quick. In some other news that is going on inside of the world. So we'll talk about this. We'll talk about the world of show business. And we'll talk about some popular deaths that have just recently occurred. So let's talk about this. Betty White suffered a stroke 6 days before she died, according to the death certificate. Insiders told TMZ that the 99-year-old was alert and coherent after the stroke, and a week later passed away in her sleep. So there's what was happening with Betty White, because that has been making the circles of people wanting to find out what was going on. Also, in some other news, earlier this month, Bob Saget revealed that he had dealt with a bout of COVID-19. In an interview with the Corporate Time with Tom and Dan podcast, Saget discloses his diagnosis, saying, "It is not good. It does not feel good." He did not specify exactly how he battled the virus. On that note, autopsy's results revealed Monday showed no evidence of drug use or foul play in Saget's death. The cause of and the manner of the death are pending and until further investigation, which may take up to 10 to 12 weeks. 10 to 12 weeks before we hear anything about what is going on. So I know a lot of people want to know, but hey, that is what is going on right now. So just for information purposes, for and I know, all at the same time too. So let's talk about some other things going on real quick. Let's see. Do you want to go as far back to see what was happening back on this year, or what happened on this day in a different year? Let's talk about that. Let's go as far back as 2007. J.K. Rowling finishes the 7th and last Harry Potter book, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, in the room 552 at the Baltimore Hotel in Edinburgh. So there you go. The room is now called the J.K. Rowling Suite. That happened back in 2007, so 15 years ago. That's when that occurred. Let's talk about this. Back in 2021, Ireland becomes the country with the world's highest COVID-19 infection rates after a surge results in 7 days, rolling the average to 1,394 cases per million. That happened back in 2021. So think about that as we are talking. Anyways, let's talk about some birthdays that are going on today. Christian Nodell, he is a Latin singer, turns 23. Cody Simpson turns 25. Lindsay Arnold turns 28. Bones, the rapper, turns 28. Rachel Riley turns 36. Mary J. Blige turns 51 today. Kyle Richards turns 53, and Yolanda Hadid turns 58. So just in case you're looking for some birthdays, if you're looking for a reason to celebrate today, I might have some of those for you. So let's talk about that. Today's National Arkansas Day, National Human Trafficking Awareness Day, National Milk Day. There's a National Milk Day? Okay. National Step in the Puddle and Splash Your Friend Day. I wish it would have rained around here. I would have given that some consideration. Shop for Travel Day, and Learn Your Name in Morse Code Day. If you learn your name in Morse code, let me know how you figured it out, and then let's kind of go from there. I'm sure there'll be all kinds of fun stuff that we can come up with once you actually have done that, and then I'll have some questions on some things that we can do together.
We are now video streaming the Rated R Safety Show. I don't know why our host has a face for radio. Rated R Safety Show.
Okay, so let's talk about some whack facts as we are 53 minutes into the hour. The first people to wear T-shirts were sailors in the U.S. Navy. The ancient Roman thought that unibrows were sexy. You most commonly breathe from only one nostril at a time. Don't test that. Don't test that. If you were to stretch a slinky out until it was flat, there would be about 87 feet long. The praying mantis is the only insect that can turn its head. What do you mean it can turn its head? Like 360 maybe is what you're trying to say? Gorillas burp when they are happy. So there you go. So if you have a burping gorilla, maybe it's some good times for you. Anyways, it talks about some scoops of BS because this stuff is always important. The Lego Group has been ranked the world's most popular brand. In fact, by some estimates, there are more Lego minifigures than there are people on Earth. And at 2 a.m., my bare feet while I'm half asleep, I've stepped on all of them is really what it feels like from time to time, depending on one thing. Oh, my God, I'm testing the one nostril thing. Oh, God, this could get dangerous quick. Let's be careful around here for sure.
Oops! What did he just say?
We at Safety FM don't always agree with the viewpoints of our hosts and guests.
Now back to real safety talk on Safety FM.
Okay, the virtual Consumer Electronics Show wrapped up over the weekend. CES is crammed with awesome things that you really want to take home but can't. I would like to see if there is any kind of electronic devices that would just allow me to be in a full 360 virtual environment at all times, and that way I don't have to think really much about anything that I'm doing. A recent study found that the average American consumes about 4 alcoholic beverages a week. Sweet, I totally hit the average. To be clear, there's only 365 weeks in the year. I mean, I'm just asking for a friend, of course. Yes, I did say 365 weeks in a year, not days, just to be on the safe side. Did you know that that groking is a word for staring at someone while they are eating in hopes that they will share? Or my dog calls it a day ending in a Y. So there you go. A fact of the day, your tongue is germ-free only if it's pink. If it's white, there is a film layer of bacteria on it. And if your tongue is touching Pete Davidson's tongue, it means that your father didn't hug you enough. So just some things to think about for sure.
We at Safety FM are not responsible for what this idiot behind the microphone is saying. He is trying to be entertaining. Rated R Safety Show.
So there you go. A lot of stuff going on today. Like I always tell you, if you want to hang out, come out, take a listen to more of what we have going on the radio station. You're more than welcome on actually downloading the Safety FM app. If you don't already have it, you can find it at the Google Play Store. You can also find it on the Apple App Store, which is pretty simple to do. And of course, we are also an Alexa skill. Don't say Alexa too loud because that device might go off, but we're available also as well as an Alexa skill, or you can go over to the other side of the house at radiobig.fm. Take a listen to what we have going on there. We are streaming on both stations 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So radiobig.fm is mostly music, and on Safety FM, of course, we talk mostly about safety. So you can hang out and do whatever you want with us on either side as we can do some things together. If I can actually give you a random joke for today, I would love to give you this one. I've decided that my 2022 will start on February the 1st. January is a free trial month, so just something to think about. If you need a phone starter, why don't you try this one? When you're having a bad day, what's your go-to plan to make yourself feel better? To make yourself feel better. If you're looking for something for the water cooler, you can try this question. Here's the question. Start stats show that the average person will go through 2 bottles of this per year. What is it? You go through 2 bottles of this per year. The average person. Ketchup. Yes, out of all things, it's ketchup. So some things to think about. Anyways, today, a matter of fact, today we will be dropping the newest ebook on safetyfmplus.com. If you're wanting to come out, take a look at that. You're more than welcome on doing that. All you have to do is type into safetyfmplus.com. You have to do it from a computer system, though, to be able to download the downloadable content in regards of the ebook. So just information. You cannot do it off a mobile device yet, which, that's interesting to me. But you can actually just download it from there and then take a gander of what we have going on. Thank you for coming out today and taking a listen to what we have going on. If you want to come out and hang out with me with the next couple hours, I will be going over to radiobig.fm, doing the things that we do over there and hanging out, playing some music and all that kind of fun stuff. We definitely can't do what we do around here without you, the most important part of our radio stations, and that is you, the listener. So thank you for taking a listen to what we have going on. If I can leave you with a thought for today, I would love to leave you with this. People do not decide their future. They decide their habits, and their habits decide their future. Think about that today as you're going throughout your day. Anyways, I know who you are. You know who I am. Love ya,
Duh.
mean it, and goodbye.
The views and opinions expressed on this podcast are those of the host and its guest and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the company. Examples of analysis discussed within this podcast are only examples. They should not be utilized in the real world as the only solution available, as they are based only on very limited and dated open source information. Assumptions made within this analysis are not reflective of the position of the company. No part of this podcast may be reproduced, stored in a retrieval system, or transmitted in any form or by any means, mechanical, electronic, recording, or otherwise, without prior written permission of the creator of the podcast, Jay Allen.